everybody. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel. This is Wheezy. How is everyone? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. How has your week been so far? Uh, it's okay over here in the UK. Wow, I am just trying to recover from my high from the Sussex's trip. It has been a really, really enjoyable experience, honestly. Seeing Colombia through their own eyes. Let me say hello to the people in the comment section. Hi, Connie Bomber. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Zandil. How are you all? How are you all doing? I thought that it wouldn't be proper to just move on from this fantastic tour without doing a best moments video because there were so many good moments. There's so many great moments from this video. Zandil says, still on a high from this, right? Still on a high. Me too. I've just been soaking it in, so inspired by everything Harry and Meghan did. And we are going to be discussing a few of my favorite moments from the tour. There were so many, but as a way of prolonging the feeling that came from the tour, let's just choose as many as we can um, before we move on to discussing the British media's reaction to the tour. And they have been crying buckets and trying to instigate trouble as usual. But I think the Colombian government is handling them pretty well, which is great. Just like they reported in the newspaper that they have a ring of steel around Harry and Meghan. And it's not just like physically in terms of the security, but in just all respects, the security has been supreme, even with the interrogation that they're currently undergoing because the Sussexes visited them. What do you know? Anyway, it was definitely a journey packed with powerful moments, heartfelt connections, and cultural. That was the part that got me cultural appreciation, and all wrapped up in the warm embrace of Colombia's very, very warm spirit. And let's see, where do we even start from? Okay, let's rewind to the first day of the tour. Okay, right from the very first photograph of Harry and Meghan walking into the vice president's residence, you could tell this was going to be very special. These two are not just beautiful and smart, they know how to make an entrance that speaks volumes. Also, the moment Meghan and Vice President Francia Marquez greeted each other, it was particularly striking. Meghan is such a girl's girl that seeing her hugging another woman, especially I think you would almost call this almost like an official capacity. It was just so warm. It was just really warm. And it wasn't one sided. You can always tell when it's just one coming from one person who really wants to just make friends with the other party. But this was a mutual appreciation of each other. And there was kind of like this unspoken connection that I saw anyway. It was like a mutual recognition between two strong women, and Meghan acted as a bridge between Harry and the vice president, effortlessly bringing him into the conversation as she always does. It was like witnessing a secret language of empowerment where Meghan said without words, "Here's my man. We can trust her." And she did such a fantastic job. She did such a fantastic job. The organization of the event was top notch. And meeting, first of all, meeting in the vice president's home made the welcome even more personal. And it was such a brilliant idea to do it that way because I'm sure it created, that's the vibe that I get from it anyway, that it created an atmosphere of comfort and security from the very start. There's just something about sharing food and drinks in a home setting that sets the stage for relaxed and yet meaningful conversations. No wonder that even though it was a very formal events, like the whole tour thing, but they still looked so much at ease with each other and um, seemed very supremely respectful of each other as well. And I loved that because uh, when women come together, it's not easy to find them able to work together so easily. But Megan tends to be able to have that effect on other women as well. Meeting with the vice president was their first stop. The next stop after that was their visit to the school, Colegio de Cultura Popular, a school known for its focus on enhancing knowledge and social emotional skills. This was such a fitting visit for Harry and Meghan, who, excuse me, something went the wrong way. Excuse me. This was such a fitting visit for Harry and Meghan, who champion mental health, right? So the school's approach to fostering emotional intelligence in students mirrors the values that the Sussexes hold dear. And at the school, you could see the genuine connection Harry and Meghan made with the students. This wasn't just a photo op, it was a meaningful exchange that highlighted the importance of emotional well being in education, a cause which is always close to their hearts. I mean, they're both parents, there is no issue there that they can't take away and implement in their own lives. And as they're going along, they're coming across new things which they can use to enrich their own lives as well, as much as they are also giving of their own lives and experience to the people that they meet, the people and organizations that they meet. So later on, that day, the same day, we're still on the first day. Did you know that they had four events the first day? Four events, stepping off from the plane, landing there to head straight into four events. So we're on the third event of the day, which was them attending a cultural event on the at the CNA. I'm not going to struggle with the pronunciation of the name. Um, with the vice president, the minister of culture, and other dignitaries. Their culture is so colorful. This event, the purpose of it was to showcase the richness of Bogota's artistry. And it was another example of how the Sussexes took the time to immerse themselves in the local culture. When I tell you that I really loved that part of it, because I find out that once you can understand a person's culture, rather than imposing your own culture and beliefs on another person. It gives you the ability to understand them a whole lot better. And for the fact that they go to these places and they want to understand the culture, it means they really want to understand the people. And it's all about community building for them. I mean, if you're not someone who really likes to engage with people, this kind of thing wouldn't make any meaning to you. Anyway, so they I love how they use their platform to highlight Colombia's artistic contributions. Just look at that. I think this is supposed to be called a masquerade. I don't know what they call that in Colombia, but in Nigeria, I know that they refer to such things as masquerades. And uh, I think I can guess what the spirit of what this masquerade is supposed to embody, like the lion in a man or something. But yeah, these are the deep parts of people's souls. So it's nice that they're happy to engage. Of course, no tour would be complete without a little boogie. And Harry and Meghan did not disappoint at all. In fact, I think that they danced a lot on this trip. From the first day or this, they were dancing until the last day. And uh guys, guys, can you see this photograph? Something needs to be done about our cousin Harry. Like something needs to be done seriously about Harry. His complete disregard for Meghan's personal space needs to be studied. Somebody tell that man that there is something called personal space. Oh my god, just watch him find ways to invade her space. It just makes me laugh, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it for them. I love it for them. And you know, the intimacy between the two of them is something really special. You could just see how happy and connected they are, especially in these candid moments, like when Meghan leaned on Harry here. And one of my favorite poses for them in photographs is like this one. This is the epitome of a team that has each other's backs no matter what. And you know what I found? That it echoes a pose that they often do in photographs. We've seen them like this in a lot of other photographs, but I was able to grab one or two just to show you. Remember this one? This one was Invictus, and this one was UK, the funeral. So yeah, we'll be able to see them uh, showing to the world that they have got each other's backs and they continue to have each other's backs. And I love I love a man who is openly vulnerable, openly in love with his wife, but strong enough to do what he needs to do when and however, like the way Harry does. I just love that. The last event of the day was this event where they participated in the Responsible Digital Future Summit at Universidad Ian, hosted by the Actual Foundation. Did you guys know that this event was hosted by the Actual Foundation, by the way? Um, yeah, it was. And the purpose of the event was to bring together experts and community members to discuss the importance of healthier and more ethical landscapes, which is another global issue Harry and Meghan are passionate about. So it was all on brand for them. It was all on brand. Okay. And The summit was a testament to their commitment to tackling online harm, which is becoming a global pandemic. This is the way it's being treated. This is the way I see Harry and Meghan treating the issues like an up and coming pandemic. It was also great to see how everyone involved, from the Sussexes to the vice president, had their moments to shine, like all united by a shared purpose. Guys, just a moment. Do you know, I noticed one cheeky thing, and that cheeky thing is, let me see, Megan is actually taller than the vice president. Like, there is somebody she is taller than. And for some reason, because she's always stood beside Harry, who is very tall, she looks very short to me. So I was absolutely blown away when I saw her standing beside the vice president. I realized that she's actually taller than the vice president. Oh my days. She's actually taller than the vice president. I love that. Anyway, before we go on, if this is your first time on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment or two in the comment section. If you have visited before and you have not yet subscribed, stop playing. Let today be the day you decide to subscribe, okay? Okay. And those who have been rocking with me from the beginning, thank you so much. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. And there are 99 people online with me at the moment. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Do your thing and help me protect the channel from the invaders because they're very, very pinged at the moment. Okay. On the second day, so moving on to the second day, right? So on the second day, Harry and Meghan visited Collegio La Giralda in the Las Cruces neighborhood. And the visit was all about celebrating education and community spirit. But the highlight of this engagement was Megan being adopted by a little girl. Who remembers this moment? It was such a sweet and spontaneous moment that perfectly encapsulated the warmth of the entire visit. Who remembers this moment when this girl decided that she was going to be adopting Megan and Megan didn't even have a say in the matter? Their time in the school's social emotional gym was another standout moment. I'm sure this is something that they probably took away with them as something that they could implement when they return. I find it to be such a unique idea that something like this exists in a school. So, what they have is students who come together to discuss whatever issues that they're having in the gym, and they have student counselors who help them navigate anything that they're going through, whether it be conflict, confusion, or just emotional, maybe they're hormones because they're all teenagers, right? So there's a place for them to go to calm down and to safely navigate how they are feeling, sort of like a training ground for emotional intelligence, which I think is great because if people had emotional intelligence, I think that they would be a lot more careful in what and how they treat each other. So that day, that was their first engagement of the day, the trip to the school where they visited the gym, and that girl adopted Megan. The second engagement of the day, oh, I told you she held on to Megan's hands and she would not let her go. This is her. This is her. This is her. So cute. Like with both hands, she held on to Megan. I'm sure she was almost like, "Are you coming home with me?" Right. Okay. So their next engagement, that would be their second engagement for the second day, was the visit to the Inclusive Rehabilitation Center, where they met with the Invictus Colombian team. And as always, Harry was in his element, participating in a game of seated volleyball and connecting with the veterans. Yeah. So there. I love that he is able to do that anytime they go somewhere. So I think if you had to guess from the how they have planned the trips they've gone on so far, it must be that there is something for Meghan to do and also Harry to do. Harry's end of the trip would be something related to Invictus, and Meghan's would be female empowerment. And for both of them, you've got mental health also as a joint interest. There's really something very special about the way Harry and Meghan move together. And they're so in sync, even in the little moments. Even when it comes to sneaking a cuddle in the midst. Remember, who was it that said it? Was it Megan? Was it Harry? That even in the midst of a lot of confusion, they're always able to find each other. This is it right here. You can actually see that right here. And it's just clear that their bond is as strong as ever. And it's just wonderful to see them supporting each other throughout the tour. Okay, before we move to the next thing, I want to take a moment to support one of the most ardent supporters of this channel, and it's Carmen from Carmen Place. Carmen is a fellow squaddy who runs a channel dedicated to beauty. Okay. She is she demonstrates beauty tips for mature women. Let's face it, we all want to avoid those cringe-worthy makeup mistakes that can happen as we get older. And Carmen has got the tips to help us out. So let's rally together and help Carmen get her subscribers up to 1,000 subscribers. I'm about to drop the link to her channel in the chat. If you haven't already subscribed, I know that a few people have done so already, but she's still only at 300 and something subscribers. Let's get her up to 1,000 subscribers so that she can get monetized and, begin to enjoy her YouTube journey. Thank you to those people who have subscribed already. If you haven't already subscribed to Carmen's Place Beauty, I've just dropped her link in the chat. Please go ahead. Let's support a fellow squaddy. Okay. We rise by lifting others up. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to be checking out the chat. So if you're going to subscribe to Carmen's YouTube channel, you can go ahead to do that. You won't miss anything. Go ahead, subscribe to her channel and come back. I'm just going to be looking through the chat and it would take you just a few seconds to subscribe to her channel. Okay, Dawn says, just got back from taking my cat to the vet. He has medicine now, but he's okay. Oh, thank goodness for that. All right. And Thierry says, the tour visit was a memorable experience thanks to Madam VP. The organization was exceptional, really exceptional. And I love how protective she with them. It's good. Even when they were just talking to each other, she kept a close eye on everything that she became like one of the security team herself. There's just something about Megan that inspires people to become immediately protective of her. And yeah, she definitely was that. I loved that. I loved to see that. Which is why I wasn't happy by what some squaddies were saying, but we will get there. Okay, let's move on to the third day. The third day showed that they were serious about immersing themselves in culture, because what we had was that Harry and Meghan visited a school. It's called Escuela Tambores de Cabildo. It's a drum school located on the beach of La Boquilla in Cartagena. And the school is just, it's more than a place to learn music. It was a sanctuary for preserving cultural traditions, instilling pride among young students. And I found that to be so great. You don't you don't often see that in a lot of places, because sometimes the places that have been colonized by whichever empire often overrun the indigenous culture. And um, I love the fact that they say they're instilling pride among young students, because what tends to happen is that when they're overrun in that way, the indigents of the land then begin to feel like they're inferior in some way. So that the fact that they actually have something in place to maintain the pride of the indigenous culture of the land is just amazing to me. And this is what makes Harry and Meghan's visits to this school so special, because they're not just playing to the government in the land, but to the real owners of the land. That's the indigenous people of the land. That's where they went to. Uh, so the, and they didn't just go there to observe, to give speeches, to lord it over people. They joined in. They participated in a drum lesson, which was led by the local students. And the joy on Megan's face was absolutely infectious. Can you see her face? Can you see her face? I mean, she's easy to laugh, but I can't remember seeing her laugh with such um on joyful abandon. I can't remember seeing her this way. And even look at Harry. Typically English people are not that expressive. Like, they don't lose control. They're very contained. But even he is like he looked like he was having the time of his life. Next, so that was the first event of the third day. And then the second event of the third day was their visit to that town. It is the first free African town in the Americas, San San Basilio de Apologies if there's any Colombian here. First of all, let me say that I know how it must sound very grating on your ears when you hear someone struggling to pronounce the names of your towns or the names of people, but bear with, because I want to learn. So, San Basilio de Palenque. It's a village with profound historical roots outside Cartagena. This visit was all about celebrating the rich legacy of the significant town. Yeah. And on this one, Harry met the guards here. He met the guards here, and um Do you notice this lady who he's shaking, whose hand he is shaking? I just couldn't help her face, like she's looking at him like, I'm not sure about you, but okay, if Megan says so. If Megan says so. I'm not sure about you, but if Megan says so, then fine, no worries. Uh, uh, and there were so many good photographs of them. Look at this one. Look at Harry looking swaggy. And look at this one. Megan. This is one of my favorite photographs from this trip. She has a way of looking like life is good, life is sweet, and um she is going to walk elegantly through it. And the face card, man, sheesh, look at that. And for the final event of the day, that was the day of the panel discussion, which was Afro Descendant Women and Power, Voice of Equity, and it was held in the vibrant city of Cali. The event was a powerful tribute to the achievements and challenges of Afro Colombian women leaders and entrepreneurs, spearheaded by Vice President Marquez. Can I just say, look at this photograph, please, and tell me what you think it reminds you of. Does it remind you of anything? Mhm. Okay, let me not keep you for too long guessing. They're standing reminds me of that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie poster. Look at the way. I mean, two good looking, very hot couple. Look at this. Back then. I don't know why, but immediately I saw that photograph. This is where my mind went. Okay. Did you guys know that after this event, they had a little dance with a dance group, and Harry and Meghan. This is where all those dancing photographs came from, right? So Harry and Meghan, he did a good job to this young girl. In fact, everyone seemed to be so impressed by his moves. I think he himself was also very impressed by his move. I know people say Harry could dance already. Not afraid. I think there's a difference between knowing how to dance and following rhythm and not being afraid to dance out of rhythm. I think Harry is one of those people who is not afraid to move whether he's in rhythm or not. That's just it. So it makes you believe he knows how to dance. Anyway, so that is where we got these lovely photographs of them dancing. Seems like maybe Megan got Harry to go take dancing classes before this trip because, yeah, he's doing a good job of the salsa. And the aunties were telling jokes, and they must have said some very, very cute things to Harry. So the audience was treated to stirring performances by Afro-Colombian musicians Nidia Gongora and Cynthia Montano, whose music brought both Meghan and the vice president to their feet. And the event's final panel featured Meghan, the Vice President, Open Society Foundation President Benifer Noroji, and they discussed their experiences as women of color in positions of influence and their ongoing efforts to empower the next generation of female leaders. I thought that was just so good and so great. B- By the way, did you guys see these photos? Look at Megan being so cutesy and demure. Demure. As we know, Megan delivered part of her speech in Spanish, which was another great moment, wasn't it? It went viral. Yeah, expressing her deep appreciation for the Colombian hospitality and emphasized the importance of ensuring that women and girls are heard, respected, and recognized in all aspects of life. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And did you know that there was a fashion show at the end of the event? Yes. Th- That was another way of celebrating the achievement of the women leaders there. So that was great that she got to experience firsthand Colombian fashion. And the last event that they had was there was this yeah. Okay, so it was the Petronio Music Festival in Cali. That was the last place they were at, right? A vibrant celebration dedicated to Afro Colombian music and dance. This annual festival is the world's largest tribute to Afro Colombian heritage, and it attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors every year for a lively display of music, food, art, and fashion. And I'm so glad that Harry and Meghan were able to participate in this festival. Amidst the festival's infectious energy, the couple joined VP and her partner to kick off the festivities, and they were gifted a bottle of Vish, a local. Who knows what that is? Is it like moonshine or something? Or brandy or vodka? What is it? But they were gifted a bottle of alcohol, and that musical instrument that Harry was carrying in his hands was given to them at while they were on stage and symbolizing their connection to Colombia. Um, Before leaving the stage, Harry and Meghan, as usual, took a moment to greet and hug the children's choir performing with them, further highlighting their appreciation for the festival spirit and the Colombian community. So, what else? Let's see. What else? Let's see. Sorry, just a moment. So, this Colombia tour, if there was any doubt, and I'm sure that at this point in time, everybody knows that Harry and Meghan can execute a flawless tour. They make an impact everywhere they go to. But you know what? Um, I want to show you a photograph. When I saw the photograph, it made me laugh because it is this the energy in this photograph is a common one in almost every married couple's household. Kai says, "What do you suggest that Harry and Meghan will split like them, Brad and Angelina?" Um, No, not at all. See, Kai, I was only referring to the pose. Let's exercise restraint. It's all right. We can always agree to disagree, but the pose is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything beyond the pose. Let's not be overly sensitive about everything. We need to calm all the way down, please. Thank you very much. Let's calm all the way down and don't read meanings into things that I have not said. I just said the way they were standing, the way they were physically standing. Can we please calm down? Calm down, calm down. Okay. Harry and Meghan need allies and not people who overly sensitive over everything. I have found, especially being on Twitter, that sometimes the squad actually contributes towards the problem because we're always so quick to attack, even when people are supporting and supportive of Harry and Meghan. You said, but I did say that. I don't think you heard me. Sikai, you said I should have said that. I did say that. I said the way they were standing, the pose reminds me of this pose of Angelina and Brad. I wasn't talking about their love life. I was quite clear, crystal actually. I was quite crystal clear about what I was saying. Anyway, moving on. Um, the tour was so good. The tour was so good that um, the Embassy of Colombia in the United States issued a statement on Twitter. And this is the one you've got on the screen saying, wrapping up a socially inclusive visit to Colombia by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Sussex. This trip has laid the groundwork for joint initiatives by Vice Colombia and the Archwell Foundation. So it's not just trip, but the networking that goes on alongside. And they've outlined the various areas that the Archwell Foundation will get involved with, which is quite interesting actually. Financial empowerment of youth and women, promoting cultural and inclusivity initiatives for communities in the Pacific and Caribbean regions, providing educational tools to address critical issues like cyberbullying. So it is quite good to see that the work continues no matter what. Psychi, okay, thank you. And bye bye. Bye. See you again next time. Quite good that we came to an understanding that I wasn't trying to attack anyone. It's really disheartening sometimes when you put in so much effort and then people are so quick to look for the negative in what you haven't said. Oh my days. Anyway, uh, honestly, quite. I will also show you something else that I saw online, which is similar to what I just experienced now. Uh, and I am going to make an infographic about it because what I have discovered is that in being so overly sensitive about everything that has to do about Harry and Meghan, the Sussex squad are turning into ops of Harry and Meghan. I bring this photograph up, and a lot of people on Twitter were beginning to say, immediately the photograph hit Twitter, people were saying, ooh, 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 vice president's husband likes Meghan. The vice president is a squaddy. She is on Twitter. She has just hosted Harry and Meghan, and you're on here trying to imply that her husband is attracted to Meghan. Do you guys understand that Harry and Meghan can't win this war by themselves and they need allies? When I brought up the issue, the squaddies who brought it up were blocking me left, right, and center. I said, no, you guys are not being reasonable. The vice president of Colombia, who has just hosted Harry and Meghan, is a squaddy. She is on Twitter. You would know she's on Twitter because her social media game is 10 times better than I have seen of almost any government official. And then you are in this same Twitter streets talking about, ooh, ooh, her husband likes Meghan. Like, what? What? So I have decided that anybody who says something which is deliberately made up to uh, cause people who would be supporters of Harry and Meghan to get frustrated or irritated, no matter how well intentioned your words are, you are an up. You are definitely an up. You, Harry and Meghan are up against one of the British monarchy. The British monarchy, they're up against the British media. When we are talking amongst ourselves, it's very easy to say, oh, don't mind them. They are nothing. There's just an island. If it was that easy, why have they not solved the problem up till now? It's going on 8 years. If it was that easy, Harry and Meghan are showing us that they need allies to do the work, to complete it, and to get it done. And we are here, instead of supporting them and following their lead, we are now the ones sabotaging their efforts. How does it benefit Harry and Meghan if we are pointing out, ooh, he held her so close. Ooh, do you know Harry can fight? Ooh, he's attracted to Meghan. How does it help? How does it help? It doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. So I have told them, do you know what happened? The very next day, the Rangers picked it up and were saying the exact same thing, how Megan was flirting with him. I said, there you go. You handed the Rangers something to talk about by your own themselves. So this is the reason why I'm saying from now on, any person who says anything that is going to be causing the Sussexes to be an irritant to someone, to people who would be their supporters, I will automatically assume that you are not a squaddy, you are a deranger. You must be a deranger for you not to realize that Harry and Meghan, they need allies in this battle that they are in. They cannot fight the battle by themselves, no matter how great, beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, genius they are. They can't fight the battle themselves. We need to help them keep their relationships together. The same shield we put over them, we need to put it over their allies until they prove otherwise. That's until they prove that they're not allies. We need to put the shield over their allies as well. So I started a thread thanking the vice president for hosting Harry and Meghan on Twitter, and I think some people picked it up. But honestly, I don't understand why all of this overly sensitive, overly sensitiveness is going to take us. Uh, Let me see. Rebus. Hello, Wheezy Squaddies. I had to take a nap after all the Colombia excitement and partying love. Me too. Eh, Zandil says, it's the world of instantaneous response. We don't read to understand, we read to respond. 100%. This right here is the correct thing. Uh, Vesta says, that's not what she says. Thank you, Vesta. Wheezy, all that pretend to be squaddies are not squaddies. Trolls have infiltrated our channels and their comments give them away. They always criticize and have negative crap that they spread. You know what? You just definitely just she is banned. She is banned because I have decided that anybody who s- acts crazy is a deranger. I will no longer tolerate that behavior. I didn't sleep for 3 days because I'm questioning myself, questioning my content, looking at what I did back and forth. You've said yours, you've walked away and you've gone. I'm still here trying to figure out what just happened. I'm still trying to figure out what just happened. So thank you for saying that, Reba. Actually, I just blocked and banned her from my channel. You're not welcome. That's not support. That's not support. That's you just coming to my channel to argue for arguing's sake. I mean, do you know the kind of sacrifice that I make to do this? Um, Dawn says we do need to be careful with what we say so that the Rangers can't use what we say to attack Harry and Meghan. You're so right. Love and peace, everyone. Yep. Zandil says it's more the lack of understanding of other cultures. Some cultures, people hug, kiss on the cheek as a sign of respect or affection. Hello, of course, yes. So, for instance, I'm Nigerian. If you come to Nigeria, typically what someone would do when you're greeting an older person is that you kneel down on the floor. You kneel down and greet the older person. You are greeting. This is what we do. Some people would look at it and say, "Oh, do you are you a slave? Why are you kneeling down?" No, that is our way of showing respect to our elders. Typically, if I am over 50 years old, if somebody who is in their, early teens or that or so, let's say it's my nephew or my brother's, someone close to the family, and they see me anywhere, they're going to be kneeling down on the floor any place they see me to say, "Good afternoon, auntie, good afternoon." That's a sign of respect. Somebody else looking in will say, "Oh, ew, why are you doing that?" Anyway, um, this is why I often bring cultural things, talk about British things, talk about Nigerian things, because I see that a lot of people are just locked into their own culture and then approach things from their own culture's perspective only. That's problematic. That's problematic. You don't leave space for a different perspective in how you're viewing things or dealing with things. But one of the things I appreciate about Harry and Meghan is that by visiting different countries, they're actually bringing us into or helping us experience the cultures of different countries. Like when they visited Nigeria, they didn't even go that deep, but with what we saw, we did experience a bit of Nigerian culture. That was fantastic. This is another one. This is another one. They visited Colombia. They've seen how people dress there. We didn't see what they eat there, but we've seen them dancing a lot. I don't think Harry and Meghan have danced this much since I don't think they have danced this much in a long while. What was fantastic to see was Megan being able to dance the salsa and Harry being able to keep up with her. There's nothing more interesting than a wife that keeps you on your toes, honestly. And I love that for Harry because he doesn't get stuck into the old wife routine with Megan because of how global their lives are and the kind of work that they do. They don't settle into the same routine time after time. Every now and then they take off to a different country. They have time to themselves. I really love it for them because as parents with young kids, finding time for yourselves with all the things that they do must not be easy, must be challenging. So this must be time as well for them to spend alone time with each other. um connecting and reconnecting. I just love it for them. I love it for them. It's a multi-purpose kind of trip. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for helping me through that suddenly challenging experience with Sea Kai. Uh, Lakiva says they're jealous over Meghan and Harry. For real. Trolls criticize our content creators, which squaddies do not do. They slide into our comments to spread negativity. For real, for real. I didn't realize that actually. But I'm becoming a lot more aware of it because I believe that if you're here listening to my content, you must be a squaddie. But I'm realizing that no, that's not the case. Some people pretend to be squaddies so that they can take the information to their evil headquarters to do uh, or to continue their evil plans, to plan the next stage of what they're planning to do against Harry and Meghan, or for content for themselves. Like they literally read all our communication on Twitter, and sometimes when they don't have stories of their own, they can you believe that they actually take the tweets from squaddies, and that's how this issue with the VP's husband came about. I was so disgusted because I said it the day before. I said, don't do this, don't do this. This is not even funny. As a married woman, you just hosted people. Why would your fans come online and be trying to insinuate that, oh, your husband fancies the other woman? And you want that woman to be comfortable working with the other woman in the future. It's crazy to me. It's just crazy. Ah, uh, it's just crazy. And what annoys me the most is that this is supposed to be a group of older women, so we should know better. We have life experience. We've been there, we've done that, we've experienced everything, and we come out on top. And yet, anyway, as we wrap up this highlight, I want to take a moment to share something personal that happened while I was covering this incredible tour. My computer had a major meltdown. I have managed to borrow one temporarily, but I'm now in a position where I need to buy a new computer. Okay. Um, the computer is going to cost me like upwards of £600 to buy a new computer. As you know, we are in the cost of living crisis. I really need you guys help. um I want to buy it as soon as I possibly can. I tried to set up a GoFundMe, but it the GoFundMe said that it's going to take 14 days for the funds to be released. And I thought I would really like to get this money together. I would really like to get this money together as soon as possible so I can return the laptop that I borrowed in order to do just to cover this video today. So if you can, please donate to my PayPal. The link is in the description box. I would be supremely grateful, please. I don't have a computer at the moment, and I'm really worried about how I can continue. I've also got work for the petition to the United Nations to do. So last night I didn't sleep just thinking about it. Any contribution would mean the world to me and would help me continue bringing you content like this. Thank you very much, Black Queen. I'm so grateful for your super sticker. So grateful for your super sticker. Um, the link to my PayPal is in the description box of this video. If you could make a donation so I can get this new computer, that would be absolutely fantastic. So, guys, what did you think? What did you think? Which moment was your best moment of the tour? Was it the dancing? Was it the, let me see, was it the entrance? Because that entrance they made to the VP's house was very um striking. They just have a way of looking very good when they're walking into a place. So which moment was your best moment? Was it when the VP and Megan were hugging, or was it when they attended the cultural event on the first day? The colorful costumes, music, atmosphere. That that looked pretty good to me because that opened up. Let me see if I can get us there. Let me see if I can get us there. This one. This one. Was this your favorite photograph? And this was the second striking moment. And then the third one, I think the photographs showing Harry and Meghan dancing, I think were another set of good photographs with them. Harry and Meghan can do no wrong. It's so great to see other people embrace them so joyfully. And they're so respectful when they're in other people's spaces as well. This is one of the best things that I like about them. They're so very respectful. All right, so there you have it, guys. Don't fall for the outrage reporting this week. I've been seeing the stories, but I just wanted to discuss the best moments from the trip as a celebration of the success of the trip. Okay. Until the next video, this is Wheezy signing out. Ciao. Or should I say adios? Since we just finished a visit to Colombia. Don't forget to subscribe, join the membership, follow on Instagram, and let's make this mission count. Thank you guys. See you again till in my next video. Bye.